If you're signing up to trade with a prop firm, you're probably wondering one thing: when's payday? Hi, this is Holden with NinjaTrader. Today, we're answering all your questions about how prop firm payouts work. How does the profit split get calculated? What milestones do I need to hit before I request one? When do I actually get paid? What happens to my account afterward? And if you have another question we didn't just say, stay tuned. We'll probably cover that too. And if not, leave it in a comment. Anyway, payouts. Let's start with a definition. A prop firm payout is when your prop firm pays you a certain amount out of your trading account. In fancy speak, it's the way a trader receives their share of net profits from a funded account, calculated by applying a predetermined profit split percentage to the account's net gains over a given period, then distributed as real funds by the prop firm. Back to English, you trade, you make some money, you get most of it. But know this, when we say net profit, that's not just your wins. It's realized gains minus your losses, fees, and commissions over that period. We'll use an example later, but keep this in mind. A payout isn't a salary, and it's not a guaranteed draw. The firm isn't paying you to just show up and trade, they're sharing the profit your trading actually produces, and only that profit. So if your account balance is negative 1,000, you're gonna need to get that balance up before you can take a payout. Now here's the part that trips up a lot of new prop traders. Funded prop accounts are typically simulated. You get real-time market data and real execution conditions, but you're trading on a virtual account instead of a live exchange. But wait, if the account's simulated, where does the actual money come from? Great question. When you generate profit inside the simulated environment while following the firm's rules, the firm pays you real money out of its own capital, sized to match your simulated results. So the performance is virtual, but the deposit that lands in your account, it's all real. All right, let's talk numbers. Profit splits in futures prop trading generally range from 80 to 90% in the trader's favor. So let's do an example. Say your account closes the period with $5,000 in net profit after fees and commissions are already subtracted. At an 80% split, you multiply that 5,000 by 0.8 and you walk away with 4,000. The firm keeps the remaining 1,000. That's the whole calculation. And some firms will move you from 80% to 90% once you hit certain milestones, but we'll get to that scaling piece in a minute. Passing your evaluation and getting funded doesn't mean a payout just shows up though. Before you can request one, most firms typically need you to clear a few conditions. There's usually a minimum number of trading days, meaning a set number of days where you placed at least one qualifying trade. There's also usually a withdrawal threshold, the minimum net profit you have to reach before a request is even allowed. And below that number, your profit just stays in the account, building up to that milestone. And then there's account standing, meaning no active rule violations at the time you request the payout. Things like breaching a daily loss limit or a maximum drawdown limit. Prop quiz, can you request a payout if your profit clears the threshold, but you tripped a daily loss limit an hour before hitting submit? No, you have to follow the rules. Prop quiz, have you hit like on this video? Have you commented all your questions? Have you subscribed to our channel? Only you can answer that one. Anyway, once you're eligible and you're ready for your payout, how does that happen? There are usually two ways to go about it. One is on-demand payments, where you request a withdrawal anytime once you've cleared the eligibility bar, so you're in control of the calendar. There's also scheduled payouts, which run on the firm's own cycle, bi-weekly or monthly, so the money lands on a predictable date whether you're thinking about it or not. Neither one is better, it just depends on how you want your cash flow to line up with how you trade. Now here's what a lot of traders don't think about. A payout isn't the end of the story for that account. Your balance gets adjusted down by whatever you just withdrew because you withdrew the money, and your drawdown limit usually recalculates around that new, lower balance. Some firms run scaling programs, meaning your buying power, contract limits, or account size can grow as you hit certain profit milestones, though not every firm offers this and the triggers may vary. But after a payout, usually your account just keeps going with the same rules working toward the next threshold and the next payout. So that's the mechanics behind a prop firm payout. The split, the eligibility bar, the timing model, and what happens to your account once the money moves. Payout terms differ from firm to firm, so it's worth comparing how each one calculates that split, sets its threshold, and schedules its withdrawals before you commit to that particular firm. Luckily, underneath it all, NinjaTrader Prop can support your trading with a consistent trading experience across firms, helping you stay consistent whether you've just opened your first account or if you're trading at 10 prop firms at once. If you want to learn more about prop trading so you can work your way to your first payout, check out our video on the best hidden features in NinjaTrader Prop.